Hi everyone, and thanks for joining in. Jeanette here from Kay's Flower School, and it's Happy October month. And for the month of October, as well as it being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, it's also where we get involved in a fundraiser supporting the charity Look Good, Feel Better. We're going to have our pumpkin flower arrangements, we're going to have our fundraiser, we're going to have some giveaways, we're going to have some free classes. Listen, there's lots happening. So sit back, relax, get yourself a cup of tea, and obviously you can join in. I often recommend have a notebook and pen ready that you can take any notes, but obviously if you have any questions throughout this free class, just place them in the comments there below. Obviously I'll be looking for some people to share some tags. So again, normally Celine and Noreen will be on the ball there to share some tags for us. But again, if we miss out on anything, just put it in the comments. Or do you know, sometimes the handiest thing is drop us an email here at the school, info@kaysflowerschool.com. So first of all, we'll talk about our fundraiser. So every year for the month of October, we do a fundraiser for Look Good, Feel Better. Over the years, some years we've raised €5,000. I think last year we raised €8,000. The year before that we raised €7,000. So let's see what happens this year. Now with a fundraiser, normally you make your donation. Here at Kay's Flower School, we're a little bit different. Now we are going to put the link for the donation in the comments below, but it could be above me as well. So with our donations, we're going to give you a prize. We're going to give you a free flower arranging program, completely free, when you make a donation. You can make a donation for any amount. Now play a little bit fair with us. We would love the donation to be anything from €20 to €200 or more, but obviously if somebody's in a position and you want to donate a little bit less, that's absolutely fine. You will also still get the free course. So when you use the link, as I said, above and below there in the comments, when you get your receipt back from Look Good, there will be the link so that you can sign up to the free course. Again, any problem, drop us an email, info@kaysflowerschool.com. Now, a couple of people have been messaging me about the Christmas wreath making class. This is where you actually come to us. You meet us in person, real live, it's not online, and this is where everybody makes their own Christmas story. It's always great crack, guaranteed to be great fun. You'll see some of the photographs from last year that we're posting on our social media. It gets booked up every year. We end up having to take a cancellation list. So if you are interested in joining the Christmas wreath making workshop, make sure, get in touch with us, info@kaysflowerschool.com, or again, what I'll try and do is I'll try and put the link in the comments below. So starting with what are we doing today? So we picked up a couple of pumpkins. Hopefully they're on camera, or both of them on camera, great. These pumpkins are available from Aldi. But other years, we bought our pumpkins in from Tesco, so listen, we don't mind, whatever you want to buy them. I'm sure Lidl has them. I know last year we got great pumpkins from O'Neill's, so O'Neill's Flowers up in Carlingford. And I know actually they're on at the moment, where you can actually bring the kids along and you can pick your own pumpkins, so that's going to be great crack. So anybody up around that area, that'll be something for the kids to get involved in, and then you could bring them home and you could make your flower arrangements. And another year we went out to Ballymad Farm, and again you can pick your own pumpkins there, and I'm sure there's pumpkin farms around the country.
Tag them below if you do.
If you know of a pumpkin farm, tag them in the comments there below, or if you are a pumpkin grower and you're selling pumpkins, absolutely, we're all about collaboration here, not competition. There's enough for everyone to go around. Join in, promote yourself, put all your details below. We have the tool belts for sale, by the way, absolutely brilliant. My tool belt is getting fuller and fuller. I have 3 stem strippers in at the moment. Okay, Deirdre has already scooped out the inside of the pumpkin for me. So normally what we do is we put the bowl down, okay? We kind of like make a line, and then using the knife she scoops it out and scoops it all. Did you make pumpkin soup this year, Deirdre?
Pumpkin bread.
Pumpkin bread. Pumpkin bread and pumpkin soup, slathered with butter. Oh, I tell you, the best October meal that you possibly get. Anyway, these bowls then fit down perfect into them. So what we normally use is a full block of floral foam. So just to show you, what I normally do is I take about 2 little slices off the end of the block of floral foam, okay? I use them as wedges in the bottom, you see, of the container. So sometimes I have to cut that one in half just so that I can wedge it around. Okay, and that one, you know what I mean, I'll cut that one in half again. It's a bit like a jigsaw. So I'm just making a little wedge in the bottom of the container, right? So there, that's what I've done there so far. And then the other, 2/3, 3/4 of a block, I just cut the 4 corners off that. I nearly always trim around the top. It's a habit I have. Anybody that's been with me on our professional programs, you'll see I do that all the time. I then sit that down into the container and waste not, want not, just so as not to fill up my bin with all wet pieces of oasis. I stick them all in there. That's just to get rid of them, by the way. And then I strap it in with the anchor tape. So see your anchor tape going across the top, and then you're able to wedge that down into the pumpkin. So that's what I do. Everybody has their own way of doing it. Just going to get a bit of kitchen towel here just to dry up my counter space. Now there's lots of different ways that you can decorate pumpkins, okay? And as part of our fundraising with Look Good, Feel Better, we're going to have 2 giveaways, okay? Different weeks, so it depends on what week that you actually donate. So one week you'll donate and you'll get an autumnal flower arranging course with 4 classes, and another week you'll donate and you'll actually get our pumpkin flower arranging course. And there's a full selection of pumpkins, and we spray them, and we do dried flowers, and we do silk flowers, we do fresh flowers, we do a full combination. But we will try for the month of October to do a couple of what we call our free live classes so that you can interact and join in. Again, I am looking for as many people as possible to share this video. By sharing this video, a lot more people out there will find out about our fundraising event, and again, we will try and raise as much money as we possibly can. Maybe if one of the girls will click into the link, see what we're at the moment, put it in the comments. So how much have we fundraised so far, okay? And then we'll see at the end of the class how much extra money that we've raised. So I like to include the lid in the arrangement, okay? And again, we normally cut an extra little bit off the flesh part there just to make that a little bit lighter. So you can add it in at the beginning or you can add it in afterwards. It's completely up to yourself. Now I am going to add that in. That is kind of going to be like a little bit of a hat. So it just means that I can actually get away with using less material in the top part. Now to add in the lid of the pumpkin, I use these wooden sticks. They're like lollipop sticks, and you will pick them up in the likes of, what's your man called? Oh, Mr. Price.
Yeah.
Mr. Price. There's one on the Kylemore Road not far from us, but Mr. Price are all over the country, and they sell the lollipop sticks for basically arts and crafts. Now these are actually waxing sticks. So you know when you go to get your legs waxed and your bits and bobs, okay? These are the sticks that the beautician uses for taking the wax out of the wax pot to spread it out on your legs. So the next time, now you need to have clean ones, so the next time you're in the beautician's, ask her has she a few spare waxing sticks, and that's what I use. So using my scissors, at the top of the waxing stick, I cut that into a point, okay? And I point the bottom of it as well. I just find it inserts easier into the floral foam. And I'm going to do that to 2 of them. So again, you'll find me here at the school. My favourite word is to be sure, to be sure, to be feckin' well sure. So we're not just going to trust one stick, okay? So I'm going to take this up, and I'm then going to the point of the lollipop stick. I'm going to insert that up into the pumpkin, into the flesh. And I'm just placing the other one beside it, okay? Because even though I've taken a lot of the flesh off, it is quite heavy. And I do find by putting these 2 sticks in, it just gives it that extra bit of support. And then on an angle, now it's completely up to you. If you want to put it on top, you can. On an angle then, I'm going to insert that down into the floral foam and just leaving a little bit of space that I can work around it. Now you can decide to do this completely different.
Somebody just asked, could they put that in after you've done the flower
You
arrangement?
could, yeah. The only thing I find, and I often do it, I often forget to put it in first, okay, is I end up putting flowers and material in the area that's going to be covered by the lid, if you want to call it. So it's kind of like wasting foliage, wasting flowers. So if you're on a budget and you want to kind of cut back a little bit, it's a good idea to put the lid in first. But really and truly, it doesn't make any difference. Maybe when you have the design done and you need to take it out and reposition it somewhere else, again, it's not a big deal.
And Laura's asking, how do you stop the pumpkin from rotting?
Okay, other years, and because you will be watching, because some of you are going to get that free pumpkin flower arranging course because you're going to make a donation to Look Good Feel Better. Link is above, our link is below. Remember, we're giving away 2 free courses, different weeks, so that you can actually donate on the different weeks. But other years, and you will see this in the videos, you know what I mean, that I do, where I'm explaining about treating the inside, I have normally used diluted bleach. So again, I dilute bleach with water, using a water mister. Sometimes I use a paintbrush. One year I actually used a baking brush because I never used that baking brush. You know when they say glaze and with egg wash? No, I've never done that. My egg wash brush, I use it for the bleach and water, and literally I painted around the inside of the pumpkin, and I found that stopped the deteriorating to a certain extent, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, there's always an argument, is this a fruit or a vegetable? I'm not really sure. But either way, it is something fresh and it is going to go off. But you will find if you do put the bleach and water, or what I've done this year, because it's all about being more sustainable, more biodegradable, more compostable, and being safer to the environment, we're actually using lemon juice. So again, rather than getting in and squeezing the lemon juices, you know the plastic lemon that you can buy in the shops and it's full of fresh lemon juice, okay? Well, that's what we've actually used. And again, I've squirted around the inside and just kind of like let it run down. And the same thing with the lid. I turned the lid upside down and I squirted it, but I'm sure you could use a paintbrush instead. By doing it that way, I can then put the pumpkin afterwards. I can take the container back out again. The container can be reused again. Obviously the floral foam can't be, but I'm able to put the pumpkin out there for the squirrels and the foxes and the chickens and the rabbits and whatever else eats pumpkins, and the lemon juice is not going to do them any harm. They actually love that little tinge of lemon juice off them. But that's what we do here at the school. But I have used the bleach other years. The greenery that I'm using is called Pittosporum, and this is the black version of the Pittosporum. So what I'm just doing here is I'm cutting it into little sprigs, and I'm working around the bottom of the container, and by slightly inserting the pieces of foliage upwards into the floral foam, can you see the way they'll hang down slightly, and then that way then they will camouflage or hide the edge of the plastic container and also the edge of the floral foam. Now any foliage will do. Because of the flowers and the colours that I'm using, I thought the black Pittosporum would be nice. But listen, anybody that has green Pittosporum, that has ivy in their garden, that has eucalyptus in their garden, any of the foliages will actually do, and you can mix it. Now again, if you have any questions there about maybe foliages that you have grown in your garden and you're wondering would they be suitable, just put that in the comments. Okay, sometimes Deirdre misses the questions during the live class, but we can go back afterwards and I'll respond to everything that's posted there. So just work away by posting. Obviously people will also be watching this on the replay, and because a lot of you are sharing this video tonight, hopefully the shares are going up there now in the column. Again, if you haven't shared, click share. Listen, it's not going to cost you anything, and again, it's just going to help the fundraiser, that more people will hear about the fundraiser and hopefully will donate.
Somebody wants to know, what does Look Good Feel Better do?
Okay, what it does, I suppose it isn't probably a well-known charity, okay? But they get absolutely no government funding at all. Just turn around there just to kind of show you there. What I'm actually doing now, after working around the outside, is I'm now just sticking a few pieces in on an angle just to camouflage the centre area. So what Look Good Feel Better does is they support women going through cancer treatment. I'm going to say chemotherapy, radiotherapy, etc. And everybody, I'm sure that's watching, knows somebody or maybe has been personally affected, or somebody in your family has been affected with cancer and going through the treatment. And I suppose one of the most well, not one of the most horrible parts of it, but one of the most horrible parts of it is for a woman, I suppose, is losing her hair, losing her eyebrows, losing her eyelashes. You know, her skin is all over the place, and she's wondering what can she do to, you know, make herself feel that little bit better. So Look Good, Feel Better, first of all, they send out amazing kits, okay, makeup and skincare range that's all suitable for a person going through cancer treatment. But the other thing that they do is they offer workshops throughout the whole country. And Look Good, Feel Better is all over the world. They're in Australia, they're in America, like not just in Ireland. They are all over the world. They hold workshops where, again, the lady in question can go to a workshop and learn how to apply the makeup, what skincare to use, how to draw on her false eyelashes or false eyebrows, how about wigs or whatever it might be. Everything is answered there. And again, what they also do is for maybe people that are not in a situation to be able to go to a workshop, they do order one-to-one. And again, these are with, like, you know what I mean, famous, some of them are very famous, they're all famous because they're all amazing makeup artists, you know. And again, they'll organise like a one-to-one, a Zoom class, whatever the way that they need to do it, that they're able to facilitate. And I know myself personally, again, a sister-in-law of myself, you know, that way she was able to avail of it. And I think the most exciting part for her was when the kit arrived with all the, I don't know who was more excited, her daughter or herself, like all the free makeup and skincare range that they sent out. So it is an absolutely brilliant charity. So you can see there, I'm just filling in with a couple of little pieces of the greenery. If you never did flower arranging in your life, you would be well able to do this. So we do keep these classes like really simple, and you can see then it's all the way around, but I didn't have to fill in that area. So that lady was asking, would you put the lid on first or last? You can see this is just a way around it. Now I have fresh flowers here tonight, and the flowers that I have are called spray roses or baby roses. And like, I love this autumnal colour. But also what I have is some red berries. So this is called Hypericum berry is the name of this. But some of you might have Hypericum berry growing in your garden. But again, for people that are watching and haven't got a huge selection or a choice of material, I also want to show you how you can include some artificial material. So this is artificial, the Chinese lanterns we call it. Now some of you might have some of that in fresh, and again I'll show you how we can include some of this. This is just an artificial berry. Again, it's like on a kind of a garland or a stem, and you'll pick this up in the likes of Penneys, Dunnes Stores, walk around shops, they have it. This is also another artificial berry. This one is available from O'Neill's Flowers up in Carlingford, so you can get in touch with them. I thought this one was great value, and I can break it up and I can make smaller pieces out of it. And this leaf, again, I can include some of that leaf. I think this will probably be nicer in the orange pumpkin, so I'll do that another night, okay? And again, I think it's a beautiful kind of like ivy oak leaf, you know what I mean, for adding in and out through it. So again, that you can use artificial or silk or dried material, not just the fresh material. Every week I'll try and do something a little bit different and use different flowers, you know what I mean, just to make it more interesting for you. So with the spray roses, I have 5 stems of the spray roses here. And what I'm going to do is cut them up and try and get as many pieces. So out of that one stem, I was able to get 4 little sprigs. So this one here, I'm getting, again, 4 sprigs of roses out of that stem. So you can see the spray roses normally work out great value. Some of the little sprigs might only have 1 rose on them, but some of them could have 2 or 3 on them. But you can see out of that 5 stems, this one hasn't got as many on them. But I'm able to get a couple of little sprigs of flowers. Now another flower that you could use instead of this would be baby carnations. And again, that would work out good value and it would be cheap, and also they would last quite well. So what I'm going to do now, without thinking about it too much, definitely not overthinking, I'm going to randomly add in some roses. So sometimes I'll go low and sometimes I'll go high. Can you see like what I've done there? And then sometimes I'll go low, and then sometimes I'll go high. So again, I'll just turn this around in a second, just so you can see what's happening. So went low, went high. Now I'm going to do similar. I'll go low, and then I'll go high. So again, not too much overthinking. Now as I work around the pumpkin, it's getting a little bit lower, like less space over there. So less space, you know what I mean, less flowers. And more space as I come back around to the front, I'll obviously, you know, fill in with more flowers. So just a little bit kind of, you know, around the back there. Again, a little bit low, a little bit high, a little bit low again. And I'll just show you, that's what I've got out of them few stems. Now I still have lots more flowers left over, but remember, I only used 5 stems. So with the extra few little sprigs of baby carnations, I was going to call them, roses that I have left over, I'm concentrating kind of on in the front where it's just that little bit more area, a little bit more of a larger space. Again, just turning that around there, just to give you an idea how that's working out. And isn't that amazing to think that there's only 5 stems of 5 stems of spray roses. You think I'd know the names of my flowers, wouldn't you? 5 stems of spray roses used in that arrangement, which again could be substituted for baby carnations, but also for chrysanthemum heads. And again, that would work out quite reasonable. Now I just have 3 stems of the Hypericon berry. So this is the fresh berry. Now again, with this fresh berry, I'm able to cut it up. That stem, I got 3 sprigs. And this stem, I actually got 3 sprigs as well. And this one, looks like, I probably only, no I will, I get 3 out of that as well. So out of them 3 stems of Hypericon berry, I've got 9 little sprigs. Some of the leaf I might take off. If I find that the leaf is a little bit big, I might actually remove it just so that it's not too overpowering. And what I'm now going to do is looking for spaces in between the little sprigs of the orange roses. I'm just going to add in a little bit of the red Hypericon berry here. Now the name of this red Hypericon berry is called Dolly Parton. I actually like Dolly Parton as a singer, but like Dolly, she has nice big roundy beads, nice big roundy berries on it, and again, great lasting flower. But you can get Hypericon berry in lots of other colours as well. So it's not just the red, but I just thought the red looked well with the kind of autumnal shades. So that's my 9 little sprigs of Hypericon berry just set in between my 5 stems of spray roses. And this is something that you will find as a florist. It's making a few flowers look like loads and loads of flowers, and that's all up to breaking up your flowers, cutting them up and trying to get the best value out of them. So while I'm talking, I'm just now going to be cutting up some of this artificial berry, which is available from O'Neill's Flowers. So I'm going to say look good, feel better. So from O'Neill's Flowers is where you'll get this artificial berry.
Somebody searching is just asking about the link to donate.
Okay, so the link to donate is either in the comments below, if Deirdre has put it there before we started, or in the comments below. And I know Noreen and Celine will be on the ball there tonight. And as soon as we come off camera, because it's very hard for us to do something when we're actually on camera, so when we come off camera, we will put the link in the comments, okay, but hopefully somebody has shared it for us at that stage. And all you have to do is click on that link. That will bring you to the GoFundMe page for Look Good, Feel Better, set up through Case Flower School. And when you make your donation, it can be for any amount. I am asking you politely if it could be from €20 upwards, because what we're giving you is a free autumnal flower arranging course for your €20 donation. Now, if anyone's in a position and you want to donate less, that's no problem at all. When you make your donation, you'll get a receipt back thanking you for your donation with a link for your autumnal flower arranging course. Click on that link, it'll bring you straight into it, and if anybody has any problems, just drop us an email, info@caseflowerschool.com, and again, we'll get you sorted out. What I'm now doing is I'm adding the artificial berry, okay, so that one stem I've broken up, and I'm adding that one stem in and out through the fresh berry and the fresh roses. So the thing is, when this arrangement is dead, I will be able to reuse the plastic dish that I've, inserted inside the pumpkin, but I'll also be able to reuse this artificial berry. So I can just cut up the I can just take out the artificial berry. If I need it longer for an arrangement, like say later on, I can always add a wire and some gutted tape to the end of the stem just to extend it up. Or again, I can just use it back short again in another autumnal arrangement for somebody else. But even after pumpkin season, after pumpkin season, you can still use like orange berries, like in your autumnal designs. And anybody who avails of our free flower arranging course, you will see me using these artificial berries.
Jeanette May is just asking that she saw in her local Tesco's this morning that they had orange roses, but she says she doesn't think to spray roses. How many roses would she need?
Well, normally in the supermarket there'll be either 10 or 12 roses, okay? But the roses are going to be larger than these ones. So absolutely, the 10 or the 12, just divide them up. So do that same thing, May. Low, high, but zigzag them. Don't do them in a straight line, one above the other. So one here, one over there, one here, one over there. Kind of zigzag them around. And if, like me, you have a bigger space on one side and a smaller space on the other side, use your own discretion. That I would kind of say this is more the front of my arrangement, and this is kind of like more the back of the arrangement. So now I'm going on to that garland berry. So it's all about berries tonight, and again kind of showing you how I can like cut it up and again get great value out of it. So when you're in shops, like there's a shop called The Range, I know they're around the country, and they just sell things like this. And again, they're absolutely brilliant. It's all about textures with your flower arrangement. So even though I already have an orange berry going through the arrangement, just in the front here, I'm kind of shoving or sticking these stems upwards into the oasis, okay? And what it's helping to do is allow the berry to hang down. Can you see the difference that has made? You know, that way. So this is kind of a trick where the other berry I had hadn't got a long enough stem. This one has. So I'm able to kind of like stick upwards into the floral foam and allow this artificial berry to hang down. And it just gives another texture, another feature in the arrangement. And when you're doing flower arrangements, that's what it's all about. It's giving like lots of textures in your arrangements, lots of different shapes, and I suppose a little bit of harmony between all the materials that you're using. So again, like all that's in this so far is the 5 stems of spray roses, sorry, 4 stems, isn't it? 4 stems of spray roses, 3 stems of Hyperican berry, 1 stem of the orange artificial berry, and 1 stem of the artificial orange garland.
Sorry, Bernie's just asking. She says that she says she thinks this is amazing. She says this looks so easy. You make it so simple. She was thinking about doing the Christmas course, but would it be too advanced for her?
Absolutely no. So I'm not sure, are you thinking of the Christmas online program or the Christmas workshop? The Christmas workshop is for everybody, beginners, intermediate, advanced. People come for the crack. And the advantage is, I suppose, you go home with a Christmas door wreath. Bring your own mince pies. We might make up a bit of mulled wine. If not, a cup of tea or a cup of coffee is what you get. And that's for great crack, and it's for all levels. The Christmas online program, I think at the moment we have over 40 different arrangements, but there's over 100 different video tutorials in it, covering both practical and theory classes. So no matter what you want to know, whether it's about wholesalers, suppliers, where to buy the stuff, how much it's going to cost, how many stems to use, where's the best place, what way does the greenery come in, how much greenery will we use, what will we sell it at, and loads more. There's theory classes covering absolutely everything that you need to know about making money from your own home or making money in your own flower shop. But also there's over 40 different demonstration tutorials, step by step, showing you exactly what we're using in the designs, where you can buy it, what it's going to cost and what it's going to sell at. So again, no matter whether you're making a Christmas door wreath, a Christmas door swag, a banister arrangement, a mantelpiece arrangement, a candle arrangement, a gift arrangement, a Christmas foliage arrangement or a Christmas floral arrangement, we've absolutely everything accounted for. So out of the 40 arrangements, if you're advanced, obviously you'll be able to copy all designs, but you're not going to like everything. That's being honest. You're not going to like all of the 40 designs, but it just means...
She said it's the Christmas workshop, yeah.
Well,
it's the Christmas online course that she's thinking about.
So again, it gives you such a varied selection of different arrangements. You kind of find that there's something for everybody. So what I'm just doing now was that 1 stem of Chinese lantern. Again, it's artificial. I just cut it up. I got about 5 or 6 individual little flower heads out of it, and again I'm just adding them for a little bit of texture.
Lucia Jeanette is in, she's just finished her level 3 floristry in the UK. She said, would the Christmas online course be an advantage to her.
Every year we get students from all over the world attending our Christmas online program. We get florists, we get flower shops, and the amount of repeat students that we get coming back every year. Normally there's a discount for the repeat students. Our Christmas program is different every year. So again, just drop us an email if you need more information on getting a discount if you've already done our Christmas course before. Again, you do need to do it every year, but I understand, like, we're trying to keep the prices as low as possible. Just there earlier on, one of the lanterns wasn't long enough. This one is, but I'm just going to pretend it wasn't. It was too short, okay? So what I just did was I got in a wire and just added a wire to the end of the stem, making a little hairpin bend, wrapping it around, and then cut the wire to the length I wanted. And that just gave me an extra bit of length on the stem, you know what I mean, for sticking in. So you can see there, it's fairly packed. I don't think we're going to need much more material in this. But again, I've lots more designs to show you over the next few weeks. But remember, if you make that donation to the Look Good, Feel Better, 1 week you'll get the autumnal flower arranging class, and another week you'll get the pumpkin flower arranging class. Again, we can let you know in the comments which one is available, or if you end up that you donate a second time and you got the same arrangement, just let us know and we'll sort that out for you. So hope you enjoyed tonight's class. We do have the pumpkin flower arranging competition going over on the Flowery Fun Group, the Case Flowers Fun Group. Maybe the girls there, Noreen and Celine, might actually post a link there, and you can pop over. Anybody that's making pumpkin arrangements yourself, enter your arrangement into the competition. We will be picking 10 finalists towards the end of the month. We'll then bring them over to the Case Flower School page. We have a voting competition, and the winner will win a free flower arranging course come January. We're going to leave it till January for that prize.
Lucia says, she says she has learned so much from our live classes as it is. So she says she can't imagine.
Well, I always say that to students, because sometimes I get somebody ringing me up and they say, oh, they want to go on to module 2 or module 3, that they've watched all my live classes. And I says, no, you'll still need to start at module 1. And she said, yeah, but I've learned so much. And I says, well, would you see what you learn from me for free? Can you imagine what I teach you when you actually pay me? So my free classes are free classes. And yeah, I do agree, I teach you absolutely loads. But when you pay me, I tell you, you will learn an awful lot more. Again, like, you're more than welcome if you want to have a chat with either me or Deirdre or one of the girls here in the school about what course would suit you best and what level you're at. You know what I mean? Should you go in at level 1, 2, 3 or 4? Give us a ring, drop us an email, and again, we'll have a telephone conversation with you and we'll find out the course that's going to suit you best. Listen, for more information, drop me an email, info@caseflowerschool.com, but please share this video. That's what's really, really important. Thanks a million, everyone, for joining in tonight.